Scallops and mushrooms. Scallops and mushrooms. That sounds pretty good to me. It really is a delicious combination and it's easy to make. Let's begin with mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I go foraging for mushrooms. So what do we have here? We have here the shiitake right here, the chanterelle right here. We have the maitake right here. Look, oyster mushrooms and the champignon. And we'll cut them. Oh, some Roma mushroom too. Look at these. So clean them up and let's cut them up. Now, you're gonna say, my God, Lydia, do I need all of these mushrooms? Well, you know, mushrooms are made basically of water and minerals and cellulose. And once they let out their water, they really shrink. So we'll get about half of that, if you will. And for the dish, we'll have only mushrooms and scallops. So you want a nice ladle full of mushroom for everybody to put the scallops on top. Garlic and mushrooms is a marriage made in heaven. I love it. You know, when you clean mushrooms, you cut off the tip, just like this leg here on the shiitake is kind of tough. You don't want that. And the rest, you give it a quick wash in and out of the water. Not a lot, quick. Don't let it soak in the water. And then you pat them dry. Otherwise, they'll take forever to cook. So let's just put in the mushrooms. Put a piece of paper towel underneath so as they're waiting to be cooked, the towel absorbs any extra water. Some salt, some thyme. Thyme and sage, either one go good with mushrooms. Put the whole branch in and then we'll remove it. The little leaves might remain and fall in, but that's perfectly fine. Okay. Mushrooms need some oil, so we'll need a little bit more oil here to get this going. And let's work on the scallops. These beautiful, large sea scallops, they're delicious. So while the mushrooms are cooking, let's address the scallops. Nice and dry sea scallops. They're harvested individually rather than raked out of the sea. That means that they're not cured. Sometimes, you know, scallops, they cure them in a solution so that they last longer. And the solution is fine, but impregnates them. So when you're searing them, they never sear. And what you really want, there's kind of a light mucus on scallops, on shrimps, on lobster. And that's what gives it the sweetness. And if you wash that away, then you lose a lot of the flavor. The only thing that I would look at, you see that the scallop has a little muscle, and you can remove it with your hand. This one as well. Here, you see it? And you just see it on the side, and it'll come right out. Just like that. The rest is fine. A little bit of salt, and I'm gonna lubricate them with oil, if you will, because I'm gonna sear them, and I don't wanna put the oil in there and fry them. I just want to sear them, but kind of coat them. So let's see. Yes. Once you put them in, just leave them in that spot. You don't want to move them around. You want it to form a nice caramelized crust. That's what we all love. All set. Let's check on the mushrooms here. Okay. The mushrooms, they take longer than the scallops, and the scallops will be fine there. I just love mushrooms. Mushrooms are so versatile in the kitchen. They go with meat, they go with fish, they go with eggs, they go by themselves, they go in a salad raw, they go cooked. So mushrooms, and you know, I love going foraging for mushrooms. And here you certainly can buy in stores all kinds of mushrooms. All of these were brought in our store, but in Italy, they still go foraging for mushrooms, and they're still allowed to sell in the market. Okay, the scallops are coming along. Let's just flip them. So the mushrooms look done. I'll pull out the thyme to give them some freshness and another dimension. Scallions, you know, I like using scallions. And I like using the green part as well, going up the young green part. Absolutely, like that. Just gonna taste one little piece of mushroom. Always taste, you know, I tell you always taste. Just a little bit of salt missing. So just to flavor it, the last minute, actually even closing the heat, just put a little bit of butter in there to flavor it. And the best way to extract the maximum flavor from butter or even from oil is to use it in the last minutes of cooking, not to cook it, just to dissolve it in whatever you're cooking. That's when you really get the maximum of flavor. And you need to use less of. All set, you can see that the scallions are just wilted, so they'll be a little crunchy and they'll be delicious. And we're ready to plate. So let's see, do we put them around? And this one is mine, right here. Let me just put some. Now to this, I have a little bit of reduction of balsamic vinegar. I think that the best maybe is to leave that on the side and then let everybody drizzle, otherwise it gets kind of messy in here. So you put this on the side and you just let them do their own little thing, just like that. So bring it to the table like this so that they can really get what they like. Or if you like to plate it for each one of them, this is the way to do it. Now, let me taste this. You see how simple, delicious. But then, you know, the best way of cooking is simplicity. That's what Italian cuisine is all about. Great products, in season, simple cooking. Mushroom, a little balsamico. Delicious. The scallops are sweet, a little bit of acidity of the balsamic vinegar, the meatiness of the mushrooms, just fantastic.